DD India's Akshay Dongre joins us with more details on the story. Hi, Akshay. So Trump's meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping will mark the final leg of his tour in Asia. Is the meeting less about reaching a grand deal and more about achieving a sort of a ceasefire, a trade truce between the world's top two economies?
Well, that is how the world is witnessing this particular meeting, Tanvi. You're absolutely right. Because as far as a trade deal between South Korea and US is concerned, it's not of much ramification for the rest of the world as the kind of trade tussle that's taking place between the world's two biggest economies. One, the United States, and then you have China. And in the recent days, we have seen that despite avoiding massive tariffs on the Chinese economy and the Chinese imports coming in, Donald Trump had resorted to application of quite high tariffs on the Chinese goods and several Chinese items that are coming in the US. And China has responded in certain ways as far as its restriction of export of rare earth minerals are concerned, other kind of exports that it does. The kind of trade tussle that's going on is creating a lot of uncertainty in the global markets. There is a lot of uncertainty in the global growth of economies, especially with the biggest two economies in sort of a cold war. And it's getting intensified with each and every passing month, with no impasse in sight, anywhere. So this meeting in Guangzhou is going to be quite important as far as the hopes of the two biggest economies reaching an impasse, reaching some sort of agreement to not getting involved in further trade wars, and find some sort of a trade deal, find some sort of a place where both the economies are comfortable doing business with each other, and that is where the global economies are focusing on at this point in time. And actually that is one meeting which will have the largest interest from the entire world as far as South Korea's countries coming together, and bilateral and multilateral summits are concerned. A meeting between Trump and Xi is going to be perhaps most important and the one with most ramifications for the world.
Indeed. Let's talk a little bit about North Korea also. While the main agenda is this year's APEC summit and talks are going to, feature around trade, there's also someone who is not attending this meeting, Kim Jong-un. Trump has expressed a willingness to meet him, but we saw that Pyongyang hasn't responded so far. So is it certain now that a Trump-Kim meeting is off the cards for now?
Well, Tanvi, for something that we have learned from Donald Trump's policies and his geopolitics understanding of how he interacts with leaders is one thing, that nothing is certain. We can't be sure of anything. Anything can change at any point of time. It is many a times also personal decisions of Donald Trump on how he wants to take diplomacy, how he wants to have bilateral meetings with world leaders, and it is we can call it whims and fancies, but it's not far from there, because if Donald Trump wants the meeting to happen and Kim Jong Un wants the meeting to happen, both the countries can come to some sort of an agreement. Then clearly there can be a meeting, but as of now there are no indications. But we can't be certain with Donald Trump at the helm of the US, and how he's going to respond to these kind of issues that his country faces.
Okay. Thank you very much, Akshay Dongre, for all those details.